Welcome! In this tutorial, we're going to play around with some HTML and CSS to create a responsive table. Now, why would you need one? Because I was helping a client build a static HTML page, and he's an old WordPress user, so he's used to just using a plugin, or even with the new Gutenberg editor, you can easily place a responsive table into a blog or a page. So let's see how we can do this manually. Let's start now. I'm using Codepen. As you can see, it's a blank slate. Let me paste in a basic HTML table that I had pre-created, and I added color to each table cell so it make it much easier to view. I can see different colors there, and also different font colors to match the background. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Let's go back up to the first row. Developer tools, background color blue. Next column is testing tools, background color dark gray, and the font color is white to match. The third column is red, security tools with a white font, as you can see, and so forth. Your basic HTML table. Let's add some CSS. Let's change the background of this white viewport, this white canvas. Let's make it background color black. Much easier for your eyes. Now this is the thing I like about Codepen. It's what you see is what you get, so every change is, you can view it instantly. Let's center this table. So let's create a class called center. Let's see, margin left will be auto. Margin right, auto. As you can see, my typing skills are not that great. Let me correct that. Okay, nothing happened because we need to apply the center class to the HTML table. So right there where the table is, let's add the class, the CSS class center. I need to watch your typing there. Okay, now our table is centered. Let's adjust the width of this table for testing purposes. See, table width. Let's try 100%. Another mistake. Okay, now what we see here is a table. 100% will be all the way across your website. Let's crunch it up, squeeze it into a phone view. As you can see, the table maintains its rows and columns, but it's difficult to see because everything is squished or scrunched up. Not what you really want to do. It makes it hard for the visitor to use on their phone. Okay, so let's go back to 60%. Maybe this might help. As we squeeze the viewport, still difficult to view. So what we need to do is create blocks that stack upon each other in the phone view. So let's see how we do this with CSS. Now I paused the video because what I did is we were at 60% table width. I added more text to on certain cells, as you can see, to fill in the blocks, to fill in the cell more information, more data. So as we go back to the phone view, as you can see, it makes it even more difficult to view each table cell in the phone view because there's more data now. So let's see where we left off from the last time. Let's add border collapse property, and let's set this to collapse. Alright, let's add more styling to our TD, which is data cell. That's a cell. TH is your header, which I don't have at the moment but may add later. Let's add some padding, about 5 pixels, and this is 5 pixels all the way around. Next, let's add a border to make each cell more distinct, more clear, add more clarity to each cell in this table. 1 pixel solid, and let's use a dark gray, about 333. As you can see, there's a dark border distinguishing each cell. If I was to remove it, you can see there's some white and the rest of the cells is not as precise. So let's add the border color in. Okay, we have our padding, our border. Let's align our text. It's already defaulted to the left, but as we add more content, it may drift, so you really want to make sure that you have text aligned. Maybe I should change it to center. All this information here. Yes, I think I'll change text alignment to center. And let's see what we have here. There we go. Everything is centered now. Okay, now let's add some media query. Media queries is a CSS3 feature allowing the resolution to adjust to the screen size of a device, whether it's mobile, iPad, laptop, or desktop. And I pasted this from my cheat sheet. I have 3 values, which is basically a phone, a tablet, and a laptop. So we have our media queries. Let's add more CSS. These everything covered: the table, head, body, header, data, and row. Hold on a second here. Okay. Display block. Now this is where table feature in a mobile device is blocked, and the display, well, not blocked but changed, where the display is each cell is blocked, is formed blocks on top of each other, I should say. And table row position absolute. will be vertically. Top minus, I got this from CSS Tricks, minus 9999 pixels. Left minus 999 pixels. And let's add more responsive table of CSS here. Table rows. Okay, we're going to add some styling border. Again, 1 pixel solid. Let's use the same color. 333. And data cell. Change this. Let's also add border. None. Border only at the bottom. 1 pixel solid. Again, 333. Position should be at, relative. Padding left. %. Okay, let's add more CSS, the before, TD before. Position absolute. Top 5 pixels. Left 5 pixels. Width 50%. Padding right 10 pixels. White space non-wrap. When the white space collapses into single white space, the text will never wrap to the next line. Okay, let's shrink our browser. The rows are now stacked. Now let's add a little bit more content to one of the cells. To make it more fuller, then we'll try to take a look in the mobile version. Put a break there. Okay, everything's stacked. It's much more easier to view. And looking over my CSS, there's an error. Border collapse. I forgot to add collapse with a semicolon and save it. And let's see if there's anything else. In any case, okay, I was wondering if I remove that bracket. Yeah, it's not gonna work. The bracket belongs there after the media queries. Okay, let me reinsert that bracket. Yes, so that's the thing about CSS. You have to be sure you have all opening and closing and your semicolons at the end. In any case, this is a basic, simple, responsive table that you can add to any static website or certain static site generators. What we're going to do next is make a link. In other words, we're going to try and insert a href tag. So let's do that next. Okay, now let's select one of these cells and make it add an href, a link, so you can link to somewhere. But first we're going to make it bold, which is already is. You can see font weight bold. Now I'm going to add the href tag. I'll just the URL will just be my website, frontendtweaks.com. There we go. Now I need to close the href tag. As you can see, the design prototyping tools turn blue, which is the default link, and also has an underline to show that it's a link. As you go hover over it, you notice your cursor will turn to a pointer. So let's squeeze the browser to a mobile phone view, and you can see the link there. So I hope this tutorial helps you, and I'm just deciding whether there'll be a part 2, add more styling to this responsive table, or move on to something like a button, or even how to customize an HR line. Well, we'll see. Have a great day or evening wherever you are.